Have I considered being built different? Bro, I've been built different my entire life. And I've been harassed for it, bro. Sounds good, bro. That's one thing, too, I can say. I was talking about this earlier. If you ever have, like, a really basic question about something, and it doesn't really warrant... a whole coaching session for, like, the absolute fundamentals. Like, I don't really want to teach someone, here's how you recover. If you hold shield and press left, you'll roll. Like, I don't want to teach people shit like that. Not that I wouldn't, but at the same time, if that's the level, I don't think that you're at that level. But if you are at some level anywhere around there, it's like, just play the game more. You know, just play the game more, and then we can get into some more serious shit. I would never ever want to be like, all right, if you press the A button plus forward, you can get a forward tilt. And if you do it at the same time, it's a smash attack. Like, bruh, just don't. All right. Anyways, let's get into this. Kind of, yes. Are you
Yeah,
on
man, it feel kind of like weird, man. Cause I used to see a YouTube video saying, "Man, I actually talked to this guy," and this is like, I don't know, man. It's still good.
It's all good.
Yeah,
bro.
I can hear you.
We're out here, man. We're about to get into this. Yeah, man. We're
It's so
gonna jump into
excited,
this.
man. For real.
Yeah. Let's see how it goes. It should be good.
Falco, man. This guy always like using Falco, man. Sometimes I do this. Sometimes in the game, it used to be a strategy. Like, for example, let's say I'm right here. I do this. And let's say you block or something. That's just like I'm fencing you. Like, I'm in time. My father told me, like, this is fencing. Like, I'm seeing what you do. Now you block. Now I can go in for a grab.
Absolutely.
Like that. It's just like I'm not hitting you. I use this move is because it's faster for me to react in time. Like, and if you try to do something. So like I don't have to be exactly there. But
in Smash, that's typically it'd be known as like a poke or walling out. Right, so if you're walling somebody out, it's not any real. It's just different terminology, right? So come back over here for a second and stand like right there, right? Do a forward tilt.
Forward tilt.
Yeah. So if you do a forward tilt, although you're not hitting me, it's up to me to get on stage, right? And if I make a mistake in front of you, I'm gonna jump or dash or something into your attack, and essentially I hit myself, right? So you're covering a space rather than trying to push all the way to me when you already have the whole stage, right? So if you push all the way up to me, let's say walk all the way to the edge, like right towards me. So a little closer. Yeah, like right there. So do a forward tilt. So something like that happens. It's a very basic situation. Obviously, we're staging it, so it's slow. But if something like that happens, I can get a grab or an up tilt or an up smash or a nair or fair out of shield, and I don't deserve it, right? Because in this situation, you didn't wall me out, you approached, which is not what you want to do when you have someone in this position, right? You want to try and stay back, use your range, and use your disjoint to say to me, if I jump, let's say I jump like this, and you jump with an up air or a fair, then you can catch me, right? Or if
like with a fifth.
Yeah, or if I go for like a forward tilt of my own and you go for a forward tilt at the same time, since yours is disjointed and mine's not, you'll beat me, right? Or if I try to go for a grab, same thing can happen, right?
And it's like a mind game kind of jumping up.
And that's one thing I say, a lot of players don't, they don't really get the concept of doing extra things to try and accomplish a goal. In the case of, let's say you want to try and get me to do an action out of shield, whether it's jump out of shield, spot dodge, go for a grab, go for an up smash, something out of shield, right? In a lot of cases, if you just run at me and go for a dash attack on shield, that will never happen. I'm just going to wait for you to hit my shield and then I punish you. But if you jump close to my shield, like we talked about before, or if you dash towards my shield and jump back away from me, there's a chance I might try and go for an up smash or a grab or a nair or something out of shield, and then you can punish it, right? So it's some extra steps, but it's necessary, right? It's like showing your work in math, you know? Same kind of thing. Oh, that's the jump from ledge, right? Gotta be careful. So if you just got up normally and threw out a forward tilt there, the chance we would have both missed each other, but you also wouldn't have died, right?
I think I do that because I saw Mr. E sometime when people pressure, I do like this. I do that because like I don't want you bothering me. But so what you're saying makes sense too.
So here's the thing as to when you want to throw that out, right? You are okay to throw something like that out if I'm standing like right here, right? If I'm at like get up attack range and you can quickly catch me off guard with a fair from ledge, right? But if I'm at roll distance, right? If you try and come on stage from roll distance with a fair, you might hit me if I don't move. But if I move like this, or I shield, or I do what I was doing with the back air, then I can catch you very easily. right?
No, it's fake, but I get hit.
Yeah, because you had to extend on stage so far, and there's potential that you're going to completely miss because your hitbox is going to end, or you're going to land on the ground short of where I'm actually standing, right? So if I'm right here, that's like the sweet spot for you. If I'm right here, you go for a fair from ledge, and that's free all day, right? But do another one, and look where you land, right? So another fair from ledge. Yeah.
Oh, I'm right there, and
Right.
I'm open.
So do it again. Do another fair from ledge. So I didn't even move, right? And you missed because that's where I was standing. So
You were standing right there,
yeah,
like
I
out
was
of my
I was
range.
right underneath the half circle or the middle of the platform, right? So because of that, not to say that this is the perfect spot for every single matchup, but this is a really good spot for a lot of matchups because even like what you did, if you went for that fair from ledge again, I can honestly just go for an F smash or an up smash or a grab or anything I want, and you're going to completely miss, right? However, if you just stand up, right, just do a neutral get up on stage, and then you fight from the corner, like where you are right there, you have your range with your forward tilt, and it's much safer because you're not pushing all the way towards me like that, right? So this is another aspect of pacing or patience or taking your time, right? It's really overlooked to say that this is aggressive and this is defensive or retreating, right? But realistically, it's as simple as that. If I do a forward tilt from here, that's much safer than a forward tilt from here, right? So, well, what's the
So
difference?
right here,
The difference is spacing.
so right here, like you close to me, that's you being aggressive. But you standing right there, that's being like passive.
Yes, this would be walling out. This is walling out. If you do literally anything, right? If your timing is bad, if you're trying to like dash grab or jump or whatever, I can potentially catch you with a forward tilt, right? Or if I'm up here, if I throw out a forward tilt and you hold shield, you can do up B out of shield, you can back throw me off the stage, you can up smash, you can nair, you can do all kinds of stuff to either hit me across the stage or reverse me and get me off stage, right? So the move didn't change. It's my spacing which decided if it was going to be walling out with a forward tilt or being aggressive with a forward tilt, right?
I gotta work on the spacing. Yeah, to work with the spacing. Just sometimes, like I like when I'm being pressured, I do that.
Mm-hmm.
Just regular get ups, I don't do because my habit was doing this. I haven't done it lately. Like when we was playing, you see me doing this.
Yep.
I did that is because why I'm gonna keep rolling for if we're gonna get slower. That was one habit I had to break that. So I said, let me just do this. Don't dash, and I can just do that.
And that's one of those things too. As far as spacing goes, in my opinion, you like not you personally, but just people in general, when they get the reason as to why they want to space something or how the different spacings actually make sense as far as walling somebody out, approaching, retreating, anything like that, it makes your spacing better just based on the idea of doing it with some intent, right? So if I'm going like this, I know why I'm going like this and why I'm not going like that, right? So just naturally, naturally my spacing is going to be good because I don't actually want to try and hit you, right? I want to see if you dash forward. Let's say you try and dash and then jab or something like that. If I throw a forward tilt, I'm going to catch you. Right?
I get it.
Or if you're like dashing down tilt, if I'm quick enough, I can catch you. Nice. Exactly. Perfect. See the difference?
Oh, what do you mean? Like just getting up and just hitting?
So I wasn't afraid of what you were going to throw out because I was being successful with my ledge trap as far as pokes and walling you out, right? And if you were trying to jump on stage, like a couple times, I think you rolled once and I got a grab. Another time I think I shielded and I got like either a forward tilt or something to hit you off stage. But right here, realistically, I should have moved, right? But I was, I guess, conditioned or based on the previous interactions, I was successful. So I tried to hit you again and wall you out. When really, since you have range, as soon as you recognize that, you can see, oh, you don't have to deal with my forward tilt at all. You can just F smash me and kill me across the entire stage, right? If I'm going to be throwing things out like that, it's going to force me to play safer, which ultimately as a training partner will make you better, right? Because if you keep on doing things that I can take advantage of, I don't have to be better, right? And if you don't adapt, then since I don't have to get better, you're not going to get better practice, right? So you push each other. So it might be someone that it might be your best friend, it might be another training partner, it might be probably not Elite Smash, but just someone else who's actually trying to get better, right? And as you adapt, it's like, okay, now that I'm leveling up, and now let's say you're winning every single game, your friend now they have to get better. so that they can start to win every single game again or whatever it might be. And that's how you, it's like iron sharpening iron. I'm sure you've heard that term before, how iron sharpens iron. So as you get better, the other person gets better. As you adjust, the other person has to adjust, or you just become the better player, right? Right?
I have a question.
For sure.
See, this sometimes I don't like doing this moving a lot. It's because see, you know how pro players be like this, like eSIM them or something like that. Like, okay, you know how we be like this sometimes. Sometimes I get kind of sometimes I be a little impatient because we doing both of this. I say, man, who's gonna attack her? It's just like it's like Muhammad Ali, like a squirrel. Like, who's gonna do what first? It's like that. If someone's doing that, what to do basically, or you just gotta go for it. Sometimes when you did that, sometimes I say, okay, let me go for a dash attack because I just saw him just did this about a few times. Now I'm not always gonna be right. Sometimes I could be wrong. Sometimes you just have to go for it to see. It's a safe option. I tell them, let me go for a dash attack or something like kind of safe. Like, let me just go in a little bit.
I would say, so if we're both dashing back and forth, I'm not sure if you've ever seen me fight Mage before, but when I'm playing Falco versus his Joker, there could be a good 15, 20 seconds sometimes by the time we even reach 10% on each other because no one's committing to anything. He's shooting guns, I'm shooting lasers, and nothing's really happening at all, right? But the thing is, as soon as one of us commits, there's potential that the game is over right there. Because if the other person gets the lead, now the person that is losing has to approach every single time. And every time that you approach and you're wrong, then that's when you're going to get punished or sent off stage or sent to a tech chase situation or grabbed or killed, right? So every time you approach, there's potential, just like in real life, for rejection, right? And it hurts. So you got to pick your shots, right? You know, I'm sure you've heard people say you got to shoot your shot. In some cases, you don't. You just really don't, man. Sometimes you just don't got to shoot your shot. So you got to take your time. And let's say, for example, if I dash in on you and I go like this and I run away, right? If I do that, there's a chance that I'm trying to cover you on the ground, right? So if I run up again and I go for another down tilt, you could try and down tilt me first, sure. Or you can try and space a forward tilt over top, or you can try and come down with like a nair or a fair or something like that. Or if you can run up and go for a shield, then up be at a shield or get a grab. And in some way to try and sway the game in your favor, even if it's only by a few percent, right? So if those few percent, let's say for example, let's say I dash at you and I mess up on your shield and you get like 2 up tilts, right? You get up tilt, and then maybe like an up air or a back air. And now you're at like, I'm at like 28% or something like that. In a lot of cases, especially in a matchup like this where we both don't have projectiles, so we have to approach, I'm not going to say that you should just stand on the other side of the stage like this and just wait, right? You can still kind of shadow box me or play footsies where you're playing close, you're trying to base something out, but you're not really trying to hit me at all, right?
I had like another thing, like when people are doing that, I made this up in my head. I said, okay, let's say you do that and you always go back, and I'm like this. I'm right here. He keeps doing that. I'm moving slowly but surely. Then I come in. Does that work? Because like it's like me slowly walking.
That can
like
work.
I'm doing this back and forth, and I'm like slowly going here, and then I say, okay, now I got you, because I'm slowly getting in there. And you just don't know it.
Here's the thing too that goes along with that as to why that's actually a good thing. Because let's just imagine for a second. Let's say take like 2 or 3 steps forward, right?
Okay.
So
like
so if I go like this and do it again, 2 or 3 steps forward, right? Do it again, 2 or 3 steps forward. Okay, do it again, 2 or 3 steps forward.
Your space. I got the stage control now since you keep doing it.
I just ledge trapped myself. Think about that. I just ledge trapped myself and we aren't even fighting, right? So your footsies is still very important because now if I'm in the corner, you don't got to do much to get me off stage, right? Forward tilt, forward throw, dash attack, dancing blade, and now I'm magically off stage, and now I'm magically here, and now I'm being ledge trapped, right? So yes, we didn't fight, but I was still losing based on stage control, right? And now if we're in this situation here, let's say if I just if I have to lunge at you with something to try and hit you away from me, if I'm wrong and I land on your shield, that's another punish for you, right? And all I was doing is dashing back and forth, and obviously it's not going to happen that stagnantly where it's just like I slowly lose control and like this kind of happens like that, 2 forward 2 steps or 1 step forward 2 steps back type of situation. It's not always going to be like that, right? But it might be like I dash towards you and I down tilt and then I dash away and then I go for another down tilt, dash away. Now this is happening, right? You hit me and there's potential. We're both at 0. I get that. But if I'm at higher percent, even now at 10, if you hit me, there's potential that I'm off stage, right? And every single time that I give up stage just for the sake of using my movement, it's not super polarizing to the degree of like, okay, as soon as I ever take a step back, I just gave up stage and now I can never get it back. There's potential that you're doing the same thing too when you're dashing away and you're dashing in. So stage control is very free flowing in that regard. But if you're very aware of that, characters like Incineroar, Ganon, Bowser, Ike, Byleth, characters that are like that have the range, Min to an extent as well, the range or the power or the intimidation factor to say, if you try and jump over me, or you try and jump past me, or try to do something on my shield, I could just clap you. Essentially, it's going to be an up smash, a grab, nair out of shield, something that's going to be very bad for the attacker. In this case, I'd be the attacker, right?
Question: is there a way to punish that, or sometimes it's just no way? You just gotta just guess. Sometimes I just guess on it. Like,
As far as dashing back and forth,
yeah, sometimes like when you Falco doing that, sometimes I said, okay, let me go for a dash. I don't do it a lot just because you move back, you don't have time to react. So I said, okay, that's the perfect time to do it now.
So if you see that I'm going to dash away from you, there's a chance I'm going to dash in right afterwards, right? So if you think I'm going to dash in, you can go for the overextension, right? And throw out your dash attack or forward tilt, and that would be me running into it, right? So there's potential for that to happen. In some cases, I would say you have to overextend. It's going to be a very slight overextension, or more like an invitation to interact, right? So if you dash towards me and down tilt, that's not really overextending. It's a very safe poke, right? Same thing with like doing nair in place, or going like this, right? And like that, or jumping back with nair, or like drifting forward with nair and then fading back like this. It's an invitation to say, try and punish this, right? Say, try and punish this. If you are unsuccessful, I'm going to go for like a grab. If you're unsuccessful, I'm going to go for a dancing blade, or like go like this and to land into like a shield break, or it could be this and to dash back into like a forward tilt, something like that, right?
Oh yeah, the punish that when people do that, sometimes like if you was doing that, sometimes I go in, I'll do like this, and then I say, okay, now I'm gonna get you because you just hit my shield because I moved in. Now you had no time to move back.
Yep.
Sometimes I may do that, just like go in. I say, okay, now I got you.
Yep.
Does that work too, or?
Yeah, that works too, because that's also a way of breaking my zone, right? By breaking my zone, I mean, if I, let's say throw it a forward tilt, and I'm expected to keep you at a certain range. If you get inside that range, that's what makes something unsafe on shield, right? I can't escape based on movement, or my ability to shield or spot dodge or counter or anything, right? You broke my zone based on the move that I use, which in that case would be a forward tilt. I'm not sure how unsafe forward tilt is on shield, but for the sake of this, let's just say it's -10. If that's the case, or -9, something like that. If that is the case, if I throw a forward tilt on your shield, and you have moves that are faster than frame 9 or faster than frame 10 out of shield, then you can punish me, right? Based on range as well, that's going to make a difference too. To say, if you are right up on me, or if I'm right up on you, you can go for a grab. But if my spacing is still decent, you broke my zone based on certain moves, right? So you broke my forward tilt zone, and you can only punish me with an up B out of shield, right? So if you go for a grab, yes, you got in. Yes, I hit you with something unsafe on shield, but it wasn't unsafe against your grab because you were too far away.